wow, what do you know? It's time for the Pocket Knife Show. Hey, it's Mike on the mic again for another episode of the Pocket Knife Podcast. A week ago, I handed out awards to some of my cross-country runners at the school's annual athletic banquet. 2 of my juniors earned academic all-state awards after finishing in the top 30 at state cross-country and maintaining high academic standards. It was the first time in my 10 years of coaching that anyone on the team had qualified for this award. I couldn't have been prouder of these young men. That's the end of the story. The beginning was a month or so after the state meet. I got an email asking me to fill out a form for any of my athletes who qualified. I sent a note to the school and learned that these 2 young men had the GPA required and they'd finished 4th and 5th at state. I filled out the form for each of them and submitted both. Months passed with not a peep about the awards. The athletic banquet was drawing near. I wondered if I'd have the plaques on hand or if I'd just have to say, "Congrats, you'll get your awards when I get them." I sent an email asking about the awards. No response. Finally, about 2.5 weeks before the banquet, on a Monday morning, I got an email. The plaques were ready for pickup. What? I had counted on receiving them in the mail. The guy who had them gave out his schedule of track meets and hoped we all could catch up with him. There wasn't a single meet he'd be at within 2 hours of me. I saw he was a coach for Olathe North, so I put out a plea on Facebook. Is there anyone from Pratt who's going to Olathe soon, or anyone in Olathe who's coming this way? Within minutes, I got a call. My husband is in Olathe today. What do you need? I explained the situation, and with very little effort, the plaques were picked up, and that Thursday I had them in my hands. Definitely fortuitous, was the Olathe guy's reply when I told him about the coincidental presence of the Pratton in Olathe that day. Jesus talked about prayer in his Sermon on the Mount. It's in this message that he gave his disciples the model prayer we call the Lord's Prayer. But before he gave out that prayer, he said these things in Matthew 6:5-8. "And when you pray, do not be like the hypocrites, for they love to pray standing in the synagogues and on the street corners to be seen by others. Truly, I tell you, they have received their reward in full. But when you pray, go into your room, close the door, and pray to your Father who is unseen. Then your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you. And when you pray, do not keep on babbling like pagans, for they think they will be heard because of their many words. Do not be like them, for your Father knows what you need before you ask him." God knows what you need before you ask him. He starts putting the pieces of the puzzle together before you're even puzzled. When you pray, it seems, he's already been answering. How cool is that? God is so ready to answer with his best when we pray. He is so ready. He's ready before we're ready. The funny thing about the Olathe post on Facebook, it garnered a second option if the first fell through. One of the teachers at the school saw it. Her mom was headed to Olathe that Saturday and would be returning the following Tuesday. The plaque issue would have been resolved one way or the other. Your Father knows what you need before you ask him. So, ask. Oh no, it's sad I know we've come to the end of the show. See you next time.